Our presentation tonight, the field of allergy. The object in point, a child's toy. The case in point, Gilbert Marlowe, age 7. 7 is a wonderful age. One has the best of two worlds, the one magical and the other real. For Gilbert Marlowe, both these worlds were contained within 4 walls, the walls of his room.
But I must say that I think it terribly unfeeling of you.
Unfeeling? Anne, I have my duties just as you have yours.
I don't see anything unreasonable in asking you to stay back for a little while this morning. It's your duty to stay, your responsibility.
Good grief, Anne, stop making it sound so important.
Well, I like that. I really like that. Isn't your own child important to you?
There you go, twisting words again.
Twisting? I see every time you're trapped, it's only because I'm twisting your words.
Henry? How do you do? Miss Marlowe?
How do you do, Doctor? We called you because we've been worried about our son. We thought perhaps we might take a look at him. Well, he's had nipples for 2 years. They seem to get worse around springtime, so we, of course, put it to hay fever. Then his wheeze started getting worse, so I took him to Dr. Mason in New York just a few weeks ago before we moved up here.
What did Dr. Mason prescribe?
Oh, we were so busy packing, I could only get the boy to him twice. The doctor gave him some pills. Gilbert's very bad about taking them.
Oh, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk to the boy alone.
Oh, of course, as you say. Well, then, you two men have your talk.
Thank you. Hello, Gilbert.
Hello.
I'm Dr. Henry. That's a pretty bad wheeze you've got there. Did the doctor in New York give you something for it? Some pills?
Yes, sir.
Could I see them?
Yes, sir.
Can I help?
If you wanna.
Who's that?
Mr. Bodine.
Oh? You gonna help us clean up?
No.
Why not?
Mr. Bodine doesn't take orders from anybody.
Yeah, I don't like to be ordered around either. I must be like Mr. Bodine. There. Now, you be traffic cop, and I'll drive it over to the filling station. Do you have a whistle?
Yes.
All right. It's all right. Go ahead. Real loud. All right, officer. Clear the way. Brum, here we come. Brum, brum, brum. There. Did the doctor in New York tell you why your chest whistles, Gilbert?
He told Mommy, I think.
Do you know?
Daddy says it's only hay fever, and I'll outgrow it.
Gilbert, the whistle on your chest isn't from hay fever, it's asthma.
What's that?
Well, let's see. Look. In your chest, there are tubes that go to your lungs. Now, let's imagine that this car has a load of air that you breathed in. And that load of air goes down the tube very easily. But it's not like that with asthma. When you have an asthma attack, there's a spasm in the tube. The tube gets narrowed. Now the load of air can't get through very easily, see? We give you some medicine, some treatment, we widen the tube, and now the load of air goes through as easily as ever. Now those pills that Dr. Mason gave you, they'll widen the tube, so why don't you take them?
All right.
Good. Mother's going to bring you down to see me tomorrow. Bring Mr. Bodine, will you? Goodbye, Gilbert.
Aren't you gonna wait and make sure I take a pill?
I'm sure. Goodbye, Mr. Bodine.
What about our son? It's our child, both of ours. I'm here day in and day out. I've got to have some relief. Have you no
All right,
consideration
stay-
for me?
Get someone in to stay with the kid. You're going with me over the weekend, like it or not. And well, I just wanted to say I was sorry. I don't know about what, but I'm sorry.
Humiliating me in front of that doctor. Accusing me of neglecting the boy like that.
I didn't say that.
You might as well have said it. Just remember, you were the first one to agree it was only hay fever.
Now look, Ann, I asked you to take the boy to a doctor months ago.
You've never cared anything about Gilbert. All you ever care about is the office, the company.
You don't complain about the money.
If you hadn't decided to move, that doctor in New York would have helped Gilbert more.
Don't give me that, Ann. You wanted to stay in New York just to be close to your friends.
That's a lie. You know that's not the truth.
Listen.
Get away. Get his pills off that table and a glass of water, quick. Here, precious, Mummy's here. Everything's gonna be all right.
The asthmatic patient is allergic to substances which are ordinarily harmless to normal people. For example, the pollen of flowers, the dust from furniture, the dander from dogs and cats.
Hello, Gilbert.
Hello?
Why, that's Mr. Bodine. And very good, too. Well, we got the result of the test back this morning.
Oh, do you want to see the scratches from the test?
Well, I sure do. You remember why we gave you those shots, don't you?
Yes, sir. It was shots of stuff to find out about my allergy.
That's right. And whichever test raises a hive, like this one did, well, that's one of the villains, you know, one of the things you're allergic to.
What's this one?
Eggs. Do you like eggs?
No, sir.
Well, eggs are out. That means in any shape or form, even custard, meringue, or icing. None of it. And this one's milk. Do you like milk?
Yes, sir.
Well, milk's out too, I'm sorry to say.
Good. I hate milk.
You're also allergic to the dander from goat hair. So you better get rid of that goat you've got in here.
I don't have any old goat.
Oh, yes, you do. Right here.
That isn't a goat.
Well, it might as well be. You see, it's a mohair chair. It's made of goat hair. So we just better get rid of it, huh? Oh, and no more chocolates. The two of you just don't go together.
I don't like chocolate.
I'm afraid you're not going to be a patient of mine very long at this rate.
You moved out of town, and I have been stuck here in this house ever since we've been here. I've got to get into town today, and I'm going to go whether you like it or not.
All right, Ann, go, will you? Please, and get off my back. I've got all this business to take care of tonight, and I've got to take care of it. Stop it.
I'm going, regardless.
Would you like to play a game of dominoes?
Sure.
What else did you find out on the test?
You've got to stay away from flowers and from cats and dogs.
Because of that dander stuff?
That's right.
It's your job, too.
Well, what do I know about allergies and stuff like that?
The doctor explained.
Well, isn't that your department? Or don't you care? Listen, Ann, I've got my job. You got yours.
Do you cheat at dominoes?
Mm-mm.
I don't either. But Mr. Bodine does. Mr. Bodine cheats at all the games I play him.
Can't you help
But I
me?
pretend not to notice.
I've got to get into New York today. Can't you
Got
stay
a
home
nine?
in the office?
Look, Ann, this is a very important business appointment.
You
I
with
can't.
your business.
That's right. My business. I bought this house for you. You don't
Did you get the results of Mr. Bodine's test, too?
I'm afraid I have bad news, Gilbert. It's Mr. Bodine's fur.
You mean, like, milk and eggs and goats and stuff like that?
I'm sorry, Gilbert.
But he's my friend. Mr. Bodine is my best friend.
Gilbert, you know I'm your friend, don't you?
Yes.
And you know that I wouldn't do anything except what's going to make you well and strong again.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, Gilbert. We won't send Mr. Bodine away.
You won't?
No, we'll just put him away, and I'll ask your daddy to take him to a special place where they'll give Mr. Bodine a special bath. A bath that'll wash away all the things that you're allergic to. Meanwhile, I'll ask your daddy to get you a brand new teddy bear. One that won't be harmful to you.
Can I put Mr. Bodine away?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bodine. Just for a little while, Mr. Bodine. I'll get better. You'll see. Then I can have you back again. You stay here now. Just for a little while.
Medical science has developed efficient aid for asthma cases. The general technique to control acute attacks is to use fluid to loosen the mucus plugs in the bronchial tubes, to use bronchial dilators which open the tubes and bring rapid relief, such as epinephrine, aminophylline, cortisone, ephedrine. There are expectorants so that the mucus plugs can be discharged by coughing, like potassium iodide, oxygen by pressure methods when needed. But what medical science cannot supply is emotional stability, freedom from anxiety and hostility.
Gilbert, darling, this is Mrs. Hanson. She's going to stay with you this weekend while Daddy and Mummy are away.
Hello, Gilbert. It's very nice to meet you. I have 5 little grandsons, just like you.
I'm sure you'll have a grand time with Mrs. Hanson. Your room is just down the hall.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I've already been to see. And very nice it is, too. Thank you.
Hurry, Ann. We're late as it is.
Well, I had to say goodbye.
I left Dr. Henry's phone number in your bureau, Mrs. Hanson. But Gilbert's very good at taking care of himself.
Yes, sir.
We really don't want to go, Precious. But Daddy's business friends insist we stay overnight with him. We'll be back tomorrow.
Good grief, Ann. What's the boy know about business? Come on, now, stand up here and kiss your mummy, daddy goodbye. So long, mister. And don't burn the house down while we're gone. And take care of Mrs. Hanson.
I know you'll get along famously with Mrs. Hanson. Goodbye, Precious.
It is well known that anyone who is under strain tends to breathe harder. And when this is added to the difficulty of breathing that is present anyway in an asthmatic, An attack can be made severe. Allergies load the gun. Emotional strain can pull the trigger.
Gilbert, we are going to have a fine time, we are. I know just the way to win a boy's heart. Here we are.
Did my mommy tell you what I couldn't eat?
Goodness, I don't need to be told what a boy likes or doesn't like. There isn't a boy in the world who doesn't like lemon meringue pie. Now, I made it just for you, so you gobble it all down. Here's a nice one. The Three Little Bears. Wouldn't you like that, Gilbert?
No, thank you.
Dearie me, why not? Each one of my grandsons, why, they just love the story of the Three Little Bears. Well, I'll just put your nice teddy bear by you and...
No, I don't want him near me. He reminds me of Mr. Bodine.
Mr. Bodine? Who's Mr. Bodine?
I had to put him in there. He's my real teddy bear. He's my best friend.
Why did you have to do that?
Because I'm allergic to Mr. Bodine. And Daddy keeps forgetting to give him his bath like he was supposed to have.
Bath? Well, I never heard such nonsense. There, Gilbert, now don't you worry. You just try and get your rest. There, little one.
Mrs. Hanson.
Call the parents.
Yes, sir, right after I called you. The maid said they were out on a party. I left word that they were to call the moment they get back.
Call an ambulance, quick. Don't forget to give the address.
It is usual in very severe cases of asthma to administer an epinephrine series, 3 shots spaced 15 minutes apart, and if necessary, aminophylline intravenously. Gilbert Marlowe was dead, in a sense murdered. Allergies had loaded the gun, and emotional strain plus neglect, tragic neglect, had pulled the trigger. Normally, in a case like Gilbert Marlowe's, the ambulance would have arrived. There would have been an oxygen tent. At the hospital, there would have been suction equipment for aspiration, helium-oxygen mixture, oxygen under pressure, drugs to support the failing heart and circulation, and the newer steroid hormones intravenously. But Gilbert Marlowe was dead. A child like Gilbert, anyone, rarely dies from asthma, need never die from asthma. Neglect and failure to follow the advice of a doctor killed Gilbert Marlowe. A doctor's skill, medicine, could have done for Gilbert what is done for hundreds of thousands of asthmatics every year. And like these hundreds of thousands, Gilbert could have lived a normal life. Health might have been his. But those who were responsible for him, his parents, were children younger in a way than Gilbert was young. Childishly neglectful, stupidly selfish, and willfully ignorant. And in this hostile climate, life is smothered. Life withers, life dies.
Hello? Mrs. Marlowe? Yes, the doctor's here. Do you want to speak to him? Yes. Yes, I'll get him. Doctor, they got to the Marlowes. They're returning the call. Maybe you should speak to them.
Ask them to wait, please. I'll be right there.